Hello and welcome to the Critically Curious on Among today. Yes, we are doing another video in Empire of Sin. We're continuing our Let's Play, and in the last couple of episodes we kind of finished off the boss mission that was robbing Kray's. It was a pretty lengthy mission and it was quite hard as well, but we did finish it, and yeah, so it's time to continue with our playthrough. Now we have got Follow the Money. I heard it was bugged. However, I played on ahead a little bit, and for me, nothing's really broken so far. So we're going to start Follow the Money, and then we're going to try and find ourselves a boss fight, which is, you know, cool. So in Follow the Money, we do need to activate it and talk to a couple of people. It's actually really interesting, this area, though, because if you walk around, you actually see a lot of the bosses around the game, so I think that's pretty cool. You get to interact with them sometimes too. But yeah, I really like this area. It looks like a lot of work went into it. It's a very large area as well. As you can see, there's a couple of bosses directly behind us as we're talking to the cop.
Got it. Got it.
Trying to play the actual slot machine, but I'm not sure we can. It's a bit of a shame.
I'm on it.
Salts. I think Salts is dead in my world. Not yet, because
Got it.
look who we got here. Frank Reagan himself, coming back from the dead. Is this a glitch? Is it a bug? It's probably just written this way. I think they're all here, to be honest with you. Despite the fact of them being dead in a real world, though, Frank Reagan is no more, even though I'm still currently at war with him, technically.
Out of my fucking way.
Looks like shady types.
Now, I would recommend you escape. Now, if you wasn't Robin, maybe we might be able to do the fight. But you're up against 22 people. They've got a lot of health. So it's just one that I would recommend to run from. I actually think that Maxim Zalnek might be able to have luck here, obviously, because he can bring in extra backup. I think a couple other bosses might be able to do that fight as well. But Robin, I don't think he's got it in him to be able to win that fight, honestly. Especially as you start with like half health. And of course, Robin's not a healer. He's not one of the bosses that actually have an ability to heal themselves. Because if he could heal himself, then he could still do a melee attack. That would be pretty OP. And he could probably win that fight quite easily. But there we go, we got Follow the Money started. Now we do need to have a little look around, really. Try and find ourselves a boss to attack. And of course the rest of our crew.
I'm here. Consider it done.
We do have some very, very good gangsters. We are still rocking around with Rocco, however. Rocco should probably be upgraded at some point, but at this point I think he's the oldest member of this crew. Apart from, of course, Sylvia. Sylvia and... yeah, I don't think Sylvia actually counts as a level 1 gangster, to be honest with you.
Consider it done.
Now, just up here, there is a safe house attached to this precinct. We should be able to just straight up attack that safe house. I think it's the main safe house for this empire as well. So we're a little bit lucky here. We're not currently at war with them. As you can see, they've even got green. So there's no way to essentially attack them. I actually think I've just buffed them as well, which is unfortunate. Now what we can do, however, is use something like sweep. If sweep hits them, that will trigger combat, and then we will be able to kill that front door.
Got it.
So if we just position, there we go, that's a bit better. And then we could use sweep, and that would be able to get them. But if we just make sure we grab all of our people, put them in an overwatch, that way we can almost guarantee those guys to be dead pretty early. Haven't really used overwatch in this playthrough because I just don't feel that it's got the power that Overwatch has in other games. XCOM, huge fan of Overwatch. There we go. Managed to trigger combat there. And everyone's Overwatch is activated now too. There's one dead guard. Second. A third. I don't think we done too bad. He should be dead as well before we even get round to his first go again, which is pretty cool. There we go, all done. Now this should be the safe house in question. Just make sure we bullet shield. Now something we didn't do is actually declare war. Yes, we did attack them. Yes, they're not happy with us, but we're not actually at war with them. So we do need to make sure we go ahead and declare war. And now we can attack the safe house. Now remember, we are attacking the safe house without taking out those rackets. So there he is. We are up against 11 total with 10 reinforcements. So that's 21 to our 10. So we got 2-to-1 odds of actually winning this. I think our odds are actually quite low. I didn't even look, to be honest. We do have pretty good level gangsters though. So I think it's probably about 50-50 to be fair. Let's just try and position our people right. I honestly think that it's easier to win this fight without taking out the rackets. Now, if you take out the rackets, it does take a considerable amount of time. Some of them are going to be easier than others. If you take on a large racket with the current update being on boss difficulty, it is the hardest battles you can find in a game. They're probably harder than precinct battles, than depot battles, and they're probably harder than safe house battles as well, especially if they've been, had time to level up. Now, we are around 3 years into our game, so the game's not at the beginning of the game by any stretch of the imagination. So, a lot of these places are quite leveled now. I'm avoiding the large rackets because, quite frankly, I think I will encounter losses. I think it's actually a lot easier just to run into these safe houses. Yes, they may be tough. Yes, the reinforcements may be a bit annoying. But I do think it's going to be easier than taking out all of the rackets and then hitting the safe houses with no reinforcements. Let me know down in the comments though if you are currently playing on boss difficulty, if you completed it on boss difficulty, and what you think of these fights. I am trying to do them as tactically as possible, making sure my characters are in cover. If I can find any exploits or anything like that, I do try to take advantage of it. And this is one of them. Avoiding large rackets is where I think it's at. Having characters with hair trigger, again, so powerful. Not necessarily against this boss because he does use poison, and that is Trixie. Sylvia obviously just run through it and got poisoned. But in general, hair trigger is absolutely OP. Sylvia with hair trigger is lethal. I think right off the bat here we've had a good first turn, shall we say.
Shit! Knock him around!
Still like we managed to keep a fixer in our team as well. Obviously the fixers are bugged at the moment. That should be being fixed very, very shortly. I believe the fix is actually already out on Steam. It's going to take a little while for it to be fully out on all platforms and ready to go. At the time of recording this, of course, that is true. You know, it could be out any day now, so we'll have to see. Bruno's got such a long reach now. Trying to decide how best to utilize him. I don't really want to run him through the poison there. Yeah, I think taking him around the side could be a good way. You can come up behind a couple of them that way. Now they have a lot of turns and reinforcements. Sylvia's got that poison tick going on, bless her. Remedy herself. Rocco, what are you doing, buddy? There's always someone that needs healing. Again, having two healers in boss difficulty in doing these safe house battles, I think is so important. You need to be having those heals popping off, even if that's all they're doing. Don't forget, you're running 10 gangsters, which is something we never used to do in Empire of Sin. We never had a need to have 10 gangsters. Do we now have a need to have 10 gangsters? At the moment, I'm leaning towards yes. Without body armor, I think we could get the number... Sorry, with body armor, I think we can get the number down. Without body armor, we absolutely do need those extra gangsters. And having two of them being healers, being medics, I think that works great. Especially if it's going to be with Diana, just because that way she's got that infinite heal. She can heal every single turn that way. If we didn't have Diana, we just had two basic healers, I would want my boss to be a healer as well, for that to work. But yeah, it just means that they're able to do all the healing, making sure the big gangsters are all up and running, the big heavy hitters, shall we say. I still want demolitionists. I would still quite fancy having two demolitionists, but who would I take out is is the problem. You know, Williams has a massive health pool. Dottie has a massive health pool. Monk has a massive health pool. And sometimes that health pool is going to be better than having someone who can throw a grenade. I mean, that leaves Bruno and a fixer. You kind of need a fixer, especially if the fixers are going to be fixed. That would be massive. And Bruno is... Yeah, Bruno's one of my favourites, so I'm probably going to be keeping Bruno in regardless.
Shit, they got me. Oh.
If I didn't have Sylvia, there would be a space there for a healer. For a demolitionist, not a healer. And we got Cristiano. Can't get rid of Cristiano. He's got hair trigger. The guy is too lethal. I guess Monks and Williams would be your replaceables. Because I've got Bruno and Dottie, who are both enforcers, who can both do, you know, what the other one can do in Bullet Shield. Two enforcers, two medics, two demolitionists, and Cristiano, non-negotiable. Although I'm not actually using demolitionists, so I guess they are very negotiable. So this fight's actually going really, really well. As you can see, we're just going through the motions here. We're not really having to worry about anything too much. I mean, Williams is hurt, sure, but if you send her health pool, she can take a punch. And there's loads of people for us to be able to execute as well, if we needed that health. Nice, that was 52 damage and a knockback. That was really good.
Hello, idiots.
Kind of regret not killing the guy who just hid behind a pillar though.
You're finished.
Luckily, they didn't do too much damage at all. We do have Robin, of course. Robin can do some real damage to someone. They may come in with over 100 health and a massive amount of body armor, but Robin just deletes people.
They got me.
Oh, come on.
I would have loved to create a gangster feature. I think that's my biggest regret when it comes to features not added to Empire of Sin, was create a gangster. Being able to, like, you know, just pick and choose perks or abilities or an ability tree, you know, classes, that kind of thing. It would have been really cool. I don't think it's a feature that would have been too hard to bring in. Not necessarily create a boss, because I understand that would be a lot harder. Just because they have dialogue scenes, they have cut scenes and stuff like that. It would have been very expensive to kind of recreate all of that. But create a gangster would have been so cool. Even if it was just a generic Bob gangster.
God damn it. Shit, they got me. Oh.
Shit!
37 damage there. It's not a thing to write home about. But this match is pretty much worn up. We've done everyone. Boss is still alive, but he's bleeded. He's gonna be gone very soon. This was very easy. Very easy. Very easy fight, which was cool. That's what we want. We want easy fights. And I think the best thing about doing it the way we just done it is we're taking on a safe house, taking on the boss, taking the boss out, and his entire empire is just gonna fade, just gonna go poosh. Gonna go over to the thugs. Gonna be easy precincts for us to take over after that.
Let's speed it up. Good work.
Mission complete. What was the Prince of Progress? Is it that the boss is dead? We technically killed 2 bosses now? Or is it 3 bosses we killed? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see what I was trying to think about how many bosses we managed to kill. Now, Williams has got a bullet shield again, but we don't necessarily need it. They have got a couple of people left, though.
Who's this?
Just want to make sure everyone survives, you know? Get through the next round without having to wait on anyone. Like in hospital would be really good. And so far, we haven't had a gangster die. Yes, we did technically have Rocco die at the beginning of the game. But he come back to life, which was cool. He did cost us, I think it was like $1,000 at the time. Absolutely worthwhile bringing him back. But technically, we haven't actually lost a gangster since then, which is pretty cool. I actually thought we was going to be going through a lot of gangsters. In these fights. So again, that's an indication that 10 perhaps is too much. Maybe if we was to reduce it to 8, it might be more of a scrap. Or we could be getting very, very, very lucky in this fight.
Ci vado adesso.
Nice. Baby Monks gets the job done.
Well, all right.
Good.
And there we go, we've got another unique pistol. I don't know if it's better than the pistols we've got currently, but it is another unique pistol, which means we can add that to probably Robin, I'm thinking, deserves it. But hey, you know what? That's another boss taken out. That's another precinct taken over. And we are watching our empire grow. Thank you for joining me again, guys. Yes, we did take out another boss. And in the next episode, we're going to try and take out another one again. Until next time, I've been the Monkey Being Critically Curious, and I will see you in the next episode real soon. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.